Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna hop back into the Ferrari car, and we're gonna be racing around the Monaco Grand Prix. Today is a special one because it is the home race for Charles. So we absolutely have to get at least a podium, if not a win. We gotta secure pole position here. But our qualifying went, I couldn't complain. Qualifying went pretty decent. We have P7 right now, and I was just hoping in this race that I'd honestly not spin out, and I'm really hoping that I would win the race. I was really pumped up for this race. Monaco has been a track that I've kind of studied, kind of learned. Um, it's a more high downforce circuit, so there's not many long straights. So I was hoping that I wouldn't crash, because I have crashed and wrecked my entire left tire into this upcoming wall right here for like best. But as we come to the end of the formation lap, we're gonna start the race. Hopefully try to gain a position.
Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out. Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Now, right off the start, I get a poor start, so I come down a position. So now I'm in 8th behind Signs, the two Williams cars in front of me. That was kind of disappointing in the moment, but I knew that we had 39 laps in this race, so wasn't too worried about it. I just wanted to keep the pace and try not to wear these tires out too fast. Also not trying to spin out. This corner is one that I struggle on, just because it feels like the car just like fully comes to a stop or like stalls on you. Now coming into the chicane, I mean, I don't know if it classifies as a chicane. I don't know. I'll let you guys uh, discuss that. I come out, I get a really good exit, and I overtake Signs on the straight with a really nice overtake. So now I gain my position back to P7 behind Albon. This corner is the as you can see that I had a little tap. I tapped my rear right tire there, and it caused me to spin a little bit. But that corner also, I always manage to lock up the tires, whether it's the front or the rear tires. I don't know how to not do that. Honestly, I want to slow down enough so I don't ram into the wall, but I don't know. That corner is really difficult for me. Anyway, moving forward, Albon in front of me by 1.5-ish seconds. We're just gonna try to catch up. Just stay with the front pack.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button. think you can get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do. Piastri has just set the fastest lap of the race.
Now that we're rounding out the third lap, going on to the fourth, I think it's good to mention the strategy for this race. So, with it being 39 laps, we start off on the hards to last in the race to see how many positions we can gain before we have to go into the pits. I believe we start on the hards, then we move to softs and try to gain as many positions on the softs as we can. Uh, Being that there is more grip on those soft tires. And then we finally move to the medium tires. But as you'll see in the race, I had to make some tough decisions based on some events that occur throughout, some misfortune that happens in the later part of this race. But right now, we're still on the hard tire, still focusing on getting as many positions as possible while not trying to kill ourselves in the process. As you see behind Sonoda, I was really debating on going for the move here. Decided not to. Didn't want to cause an accident
Okay,
or
he's
ruin my race.
accelerating the car ahead
So I
by
stay
a minute
behind
and a
him and I
half.
try to go for the
5
overtake right
seconds.
here as I get a good launch. And we go side by side into this long left corner. I eventually get the overtake and now we are trailing behind Piastri by about 2-ish seconds.
Oh.
Now fast forward to lap 6, or the end of lap 6. I'm behind George Russell here, coming into the last corner, and I decide to go for an overtake, knowing it's
Nice move,
probably not
good
going to
job.
work, and I eventually have a moment with George Russell, and we kind of collide a little bit. I managed to slip through. You can see there tire wear is slowly taking effect. And
Okay,
now
Russell,
we
stay
have
with
our
caution
sights
behind
set
here.
on
We want to
the
keep them
big
wide,
two
please. It's
in
critical
this
for our
race,
race.
Norris and Verstappen in front. You'll see that in the later in the race. um, Norris eventually, I don't know what happens to Norris, but you'll see in the later of this race when something unfolds, something truly, I guess, surprising unfolds. I don't know how to explain it, but it was surprising to me. It was funny. It was hilarious to me. But now in third, we gained a couple of positions over the couple laps. I think we gained about 3 or 4 positions in a couple laps, 3 or 4 laps. But we're just taking it slow. I think we are due to pit in a little bit here.
Okay, don't
I
worry
think
about that target for
right
now. Let's just
right
focus on this pit stop.
here and lap 17. Fast forward lap 17. We finally gained a couple of positions in
Okay,
front
let's
of
go
Verstappen
now.
and Norris, and we pit
Okay, that
in
was a fairly decent
to
stop. Well
switch
within the time we
onto the
expected.
mediums to get more grip and staying on the strategy, on the right strategy. As you see, Verstappen goes into the pit too as well, or not the
Alright,
mediums, my
engines
bad,
on
onto the
full throttle.
softs and then the
One stop
mediums.
left in this strategy.
Verstappen doing the same, switching to the softs, and I think I come out. We both come out, I think, before Horse catches up. Now that I've got a good lead, I try to extend that. As you can see, Norris passes Verstappen as he's coming out of the pit, so they're gonna have to fight, and I would just have to focus on ahead of me and try to bridge or try to make the gap bigger than what it already is. Kind of just pull away. Just trying to stay as far away as possible, create much distance as possible. And right now, I had so much hope that I would win this race. I had so much faith that I would be able to maybe still be the Prince of Monaco, still win my home race, still have that determination to win this race. So as we continue on in this race, honestly, I will say the next part is pretty boring because I stay in front for a pretty good while. Eventually, open the gap up to about, I think it was like 13-ish seconds behind me. Uh, so next part's kind of. This entire race was basically me being in front until the very end, where it gets really interesting because there are some choices that have to be made that will alter the course of this race, that are game changers in the course of this race. You see I collide with that wall right there. And there's one part where I was not paying attention. I will say I was not paying attention. And I I did something that affected my race a lot. And on lap 23, I was about to say 43, but 23, that was, yeah, big mistake for me. On lap 23, I end up having a big moment towards the end of this lap. I wanted to push really hard in this race. See the gap, like I said, 15 seconds. So the middle of this race was, to me, a little uneventful. But you'll see at the end, right coming up to the end of this lap. You see right here, I missed my brake point and I end up going a little too far and locking up the tires. So that brings down my time, the gap to the people behind me, Norris and Verstappen. And I continue going. Uh, yeah, that moment really kind of costed me as we are approaching the pit window as well. I wanted to have a great gap so I could end up coming out either in first, second, or third. Primarily though in first, and not in traffic, of course, because that would really affect my race as we only have around 15 laps to go. 15 laps left to go.
Push now, we're boxing this lap.
Cool.
On the end of lap 25, beginning lap 26, you'll see that the engineers tell us to push a little bit because we're going to box this lap. We're in a pit to strategy. Now we're going to pit to mediums and finish the race off on the medium tire. As you can see, top left corner, my bad. Top left corner, got about 11-second lead on Verstappen, and Norris has dropped position because he went to the pit. I'm pretty sure he's pitting to. Smart decision would be pit to medium so he can finish the race off on a medium tire. But I was hoping right now, in the moment, I was hoping that 12-ish seconds would be enough for me to pit and hopefully still stay ahead, and if not, be behind Verstappen. But I believe he also pits this lap. As you can see, we got some back markers over here that we're catching up to. But as you'll see right now, I have a massive moment on this later chicane right here. I just push a little too hard on the gas a little bit and oversteer, and I overcorrect. Try to correct and then I overcorrect. And this, I was really worried about Verstappen coming in too hot and killing me in the process. But no, I managed to get out with Verstappen right behind me. There he is. And we both go into the pit lane, I believe, at the same time. I get in early. This pit lane kind of sucks on Monaco because you just cannot see where you're going. But I eventually get into the pit lane. Both in the pit lane, both pitting to mediums. I get up first. Right behind me. And now it is the final later laps of the race. Piastri and Tsunoda have overtaken me, and there goes Norris as well. Now Verstappen behind me, or Sainz behind me, Verstappen behind him. I gotta just play catch up now. So as you see, I'll stop pushing very hard on these tires. Still having some grip. Um, I decided to push really hard to try and catch up without creating any errors, as we saw last lap.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
As you see in a couple corners, I've already caught up to Norris, so I'm really trying to just push the car, trying to give it all I have without crashing. And I'm slowly catching up to Norris. My pace is good. He's on the old hard tire too. No, he's on the newer hard tires. My bad. He's on the newer hard tires. I do not know what
No
tires.
need to worry
Oh, I
about
do know what
tyre
tires he's
conditions for
on, but
now.
I don't know how
Everything's looking
old
good.
the tires are on Sonoda. I believe he goes into the pits in a couple laps. The last 10-ish laps of this race are going to be very crucial, as you'll see, because we
Okay,
are
Lewis is heading for his
going
stop.
to have a, I guess, massive, as you can see Norris right there, spinning out. We're going to have a massive inconvenience to our race, I guess you would say. Now it was about here that I started thinking about getting the overtake done, maybe right about here. As you can see, I'm close enough to go for the overtake, so I try to force him to the outside, but I eventually go to the outside and have the inside to this corner as he clips the Norris clips the barrier there, and I managed to get the position without any major damage to my car.
Okay, mate, don't worry about the damage. I've got some new strategy options if you go and check your MFD.
And as you hear the corner of death, as you see Sonoda goes into the pit lane and I end up clipping him while I'm on his inside. So now I have front left wing damage, and I decided right here maybe it was the best idea because I still had a really good wing. It was the best idea just to stay out and not pit for this damaged wing. So that was the decision I said
Okay,
previously that
take it
would
easy on the car. We
be the
can't
most
sustain this level
crucial
of
decision
damage.
of this race. As you see, I have a little bit of understeer now. So now I really had to focus and push hard, but also take into account the damaged wing that will cause understeer, especially behind other cars in the corners.
McLaren
Now
car contact.
Piastri is
And the
about
tyre marshal.
2.5-ish seconds
21.2.
in front, as you can see
Okay,
right there.
Piastri just ahead. Push hard,
And
push hard.
I started
Gap to the car
to
ahead.
see
3.0
what
seconds.
tires he was
Okay,
on
come
so I
on,
could
hard
I
tyres.
could get a
Okay,
glimpse
they've
of
got
what I would be
15 laps
working
on those
with.
tyres. We think they've got one more stop.
And as you'll see eventually I make another mistake, and this one was my fault for not paying attention.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 37.7 seconds.
Come on,
And after I
dude.
overtake Piastri in the next couple of laps, I'm in first, coming around the first corner, and this is where I was not paying attention. I end up hitting the wall pretty hard, damaging my front right wing this time. And this is when I knew, okay, I really am ruining my race now. So I really had to focus and stop losing focus here. I really had to push and hopefully on a prayer get as far away from Norris and Verstappen as possible, knowing that I had a damaged wing and also Norris was on fresher tires that I had. And by the grace of the racing gods, this happens on the following lap.
That would have
A
been a good time to box.
frickin' safety car is pulled out for I do not know what, but a safety car is pulled out. And so now, for the
Okay,
next
we're
couple
coming
of
up to the
laps, we're
safety
just
car now.
trailing
Do
behind the
not
safety
pass it.
car.
You are the leader. Follow the safety
And this
car.
is at the time when I was thinking maybe I pit now to fix my wing, get some soft tires on maybe, so I can really push and not and be home free in this race. But I did not want to risk losing this position just to fix some tires or some mechanical damages. So I decided to stay out the entirety of the safety car. And I believe it ends on around lap 36 or 37. But the interesting thing is, I don't know what happened to Lando. Coming up to this chicane, something happens to Lando. I could not see, I didn't look back. But as you see, he just falls off the face of the earth and there it is, Lando was out of the session. I don't know what happened or how he died on the track, but apparently he is now out of the session on that chicane. As you see his little marker on the mini map down there. He's just sitting on the chicane.
Got 4
I don't know
laps,
how he died.
man.
I went into replay mode. I
I'm still
don't
here
know
in the
how he
safety
died.
car.
He
That means we only
just,
have 3
I don't know,
laps.
his car shut off, engine blew up. I don't know. He just died middle race,
I don't know how Lando
middle of the
crashed
safety car.
at a chicane
At this moment I started
behind the
laughing
safety
to
car.
myself. While in the middle of the
I would
race,
do
I
that
started
right
laughing.
now.
And at the end of lap 35, only 4 laps to go, the safety car is finally in this lap. And as you can see on the top left corner, the gap between everybody. So now I knew I had to really push. So I pulled everything inside of me to try to just really push these next couple of laps to maintain my position. And you'll see that Verstappen comes really close to overtaking, but I managed to hold him off. He comes in just fire in his eyes. Mad Max, honestly, he just dive bombs. I think he
How is
dive bombed
Yuki
in.
out now? Bro,
But
what is
I just really
happening?
tried to maintain my position and my pace as you can see him in the mirrors behind me. And Yuki is now out of the session as you just saw. I don't know what happened to Yuki. He died too on the corner entering that long horseshoe-ish corner in the middle of the
Come
track.
on. My race.
And on lap 37, you'll see Max Verstappen is the closest he's ever been to me on these next couple of turns. He's close, really close. As you can see him in the rearview mirror coming out of this corner. But somehow I just have better exits on these long straights than the other drivers do. And I was thinking of throughout this race, maybe I should up the difficulty on the drivers because I play on hard mode right now. But maybe I should up the difficulty, make it more challenging, make it more exciting.
That's that push.
Anyway, fast forward in the race. Now it's to lap
Push me, Gordon.
39.
Come on.
Rounding out the final and last corner, I knew that I had the race sealed, and this would be a win for Leclerc around Monaco, and he is still the Prince of Monaco,
Yes!
the reigning driver around Monaco. As you can see, the engineer congratulating us for the excellent drive that we had today. Although we had minor inconveniences and major inconveniences, we've got this race in the bag and completed it, and I really enjoyed this race. Very entertaining, very difficult, but I hope you guys also enjoyed this race. And if you want to see more, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Drivers often say they feel extra energy from inside the car, and I really feel like we saw that. We witnessed it here today.